So what MPP government did in 2017 was that we realized without banks in this country, the economy was going to run to a shore, straight, will collapse, come to a halt. So what Oforiatta did was that, said, let us raise the stated capital. And we have over 49 or so commercial banks in this small country here. Microfinance, 130 something, savings and loans. So we said, okay, raise the stated capital from 120 to 400 million. That is when we saw that, wow, all these monies in the books are not there. And one thing I remember very well, Marine Drive is just here, where they have birth and death or whatever, that land overlooking the sea, from Independence Square all the way to Kwame Nkrumah. It's around 400 acres. A guy took a loan from Unibank, and the amount was $13 million. $13 million to redevelop the Marine Drive. It couldn't come on. When they were checking Professor Dufo, Dr. Dufo, that his assets with all the monies that he's taken from depositors, we want to know what he did with it. It's on record. I have the document that he valued Marine Drive. The 13 million he took from there, he gave to the guy. You know how much he quoted to the government as his asset? $250 million. $250 million. That's what Dr. Dufo recorded. So when I started hitting him, then the guy came out. He said, my brother, please, it is only $13 million I took from the mother. $13 million. But in his books, for the government to assess his worth, if it's worth paying depositors money and collecting whatever investment he has, that is how much he quoted. So we ask yourself, where is the money? So Ken Oforiatta decided that, look, if we don't consolidate these banks and cushion it, the country will run to the road. That's a prudent management. I'll give you one example. Obama inherited similar economy from George Bush Jr. Banks were collapsing in America. The Relange, Water Chase, Citi, all those banks were collapsing. He had to pump in money for these banks. That is why you see America the way it is today. And that's exactly what Ken Oforiatta and MPP government has done for this country. So to stabilize the economy, thank you. To stabilize the economy, government needed to pay the depositors. So all those monies that were siphoned outside the country from different accounts, the government decided to cushion the banks. You don't get physical cash, but your money is on record that you save so much with this bank. It is still there. Microfinance, similar thing happened. But they've paid them all their monies. Savings and loans. And the total amount is 21.5 billion Ghana cedis. 21.5 billion Ghana cedis. If you don't know the achievement of Akufo-Addo, this is the cardinal, that is what I say, the first commandment. Now, the basic question I ask is, assuming our banking sector were doing well, do you know what we could have done with 21.5 billion? Do you know what we could have done with 21.5 billion? Because they messed up the banking system or the banking sector, we didn't have any choice except to cushion the banks. If not, the economy will not run. That is why today you have stable economy. Now, another achievement out of this is that we took over January 7th, 2017. By April 17th, Ghana had won herself out of IMF harsh conditionalities. Because of prudent management, because we put in 21.5 billion. Now we could tell IMF, look, we are a sovereign country. You cannot dictate that. And the condition, my brother in NDC, I know by the time I finish, you take it out. Because any country that goes to IMF for assistance means you have failed your economy and your country. That is why you go to IMF for assistance. Now, the harsh condition they gave Ghana was that you should freeze employment. You cannot borrow more than 1.5 billion a year. That is, when Mahama took us to IMF, worsens the situation for us. That is why your senior brothers here, maybe you were there, they started forming Graduate Unemployed Association. So the government could not employ. Government could not employ. Now, I can tell you, migration, about 12,000 people are there. Military, about 10,000. Police, about 22,000. They have about, I think, 16. All of them just under 4 years, because we were cut off. We didn't want to do anything with IMF in terms of their harsh conditionalities. That is why we were able to recruit. That is why from 2017 to December 2020, NPP had employed 2,110,000 workers in this country. 2 million. You have the NAPCO, 100,000. You have other employments from the agri sector. And it is all because of the prudent management of our financial sector. So before the free SHS, if we had not managed the financial sector very well, there's no way. I tell you today, we are talking of free SHS, it's very great. But without stable economy, there was no way we were going to get money to fund the free SHS. So the basis and the foundation of our solid economy is because of the financial sector, prudent management of the financial sector, the recapitalization of the banks. That is why our poor brothers and nephews are going to school today. I am the greatest beneficiary of free SHS. You know why? And I said that in Parliament before I could finish. Colleagues were getting up from the other side. Why I say, sit down and listen to me. Why you have benefited more than any parent is that every MP, whether NDC or MPP, you wake up in the morning and parents have lined up with their kids coming for school fees. When I see the